Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for attending our information session. My name is James Storm, and today we will be discussing the long-term disability and supplemental life insurance benefit. Just a reminder that this session will be recorded, and we will post this recorded session on the benefits webpage within 48 hours. We're going to ask that everyone please remain on mute during the presentation, and that if you have any questions, you can go ahead and feel free and put them in the chat during the presentation, and we will have plenty of time to address those questions at the end. So with that said, I'll turn it over to Ms. Randall from MetLife.
All right, thank you. I appreciate that introduction. Welcome to those staff from PG County Public Schools for this meeting regarding your voluntary long-term disability and life benefits. I appreciate you showing up. I know you guys have had a long day being married to a teacher. I understand where you're coming from. So this presentation will go over the long-term disability and life benefits, as well as some of the add-on sources of services that are available to you if you are enrolled in the voluntary life insurance. So to begin, I just want to touch or just throw some questions at you. And if you can put it in the chat, if you can guess, what industry was the first to offer disability insurance? So disability insurance has been around a while, but just curiosity's sake, what industry do you think was the first to offer disability insurance? Mining, railway, or firefighters? And if you put that question in the chat, I'd appreciate it. What you think your answer is. Got firefighters and railway. All right. So to go on to the next one, the answer is railway. And the funny thing is, disability insurance was not for the railway workers. It was actually for the individuals riding on the railway. And that was just in case there was any type of accident on the trains. The passengers would be covered for loss of income. PG County's Public Schools offers a voluntary long-term disability benefit. That benefit is used to cover losses of income due to an illness or injury. The benefits are paid to you directly, the employee, and they're paid at a monthly basis. MetLife would handle the coordination of claims when it comes to the long-term disability benefits. So what happens is that there's basically three parts to a disability claim. The first is the part that the employee fills out, which would be you. The second would be what your employer fills out, verifying your employment and your salary. And the third, in regards to a claim, would be what your provider fills out. So there's three parts to a claim, and MetLife would be there to assist you with processing that should you elect it. Now, the voluntary long-term disability benefits, and that's what it is, it's voluntary. So you have a decision as to electing the coverage if you want it or not. Now, when you were initially hired by PG County Public Schools, you were offered this benefit without any type of medical underwriting. What medical underwriting means is they look at your medical history related to your health, as well as your family history to determine whether or not they will insure you for the long-term disability benefits. Now, if you were initially hired and elected the long-term disability benefits, you don't need to do anything. Your enrollment will automatically roll over to the new plan year in 2023. However, if you feel that you do possibly need disability benefits at this time, because of these statistics that are here regarding the number of people that could possibly go out on disability, the cost of coverage or the percentage that you really need to cover those bills should you be out on disability, you will need to fill out an evidence of insurability form. And that form is available on the PG Employee Self-Service Enrollment Portal. So these are just some statistics related to disability. Another fun fact is today is actually National Statistics Day. So pretty relevant with what we're talking about today. So the majority of companies do not offer long-term disability benefits, but most school systems do. It works in conjunction with your sick leave program. So the sick leave, as you know, accumulates over your tenure with the school system. You are able to accumulate sick days each year that you don't use, or you can participate in a sick leave bank. However, once that sick leave bank has been exhausted, or you've exhausted all your sick leave, and you're still out for some reason due to an illness, injury, or pregnancy, long-term disability will kick in. And those benefits will kick in if you're considered disabled due to that sickness, pregnancy, or accidental injury, if you're receiving appropriate care and treatment and complying with the requirements of that treatment. With that, you can earn additional income to help pay for your living expenses. This sheet goes over what the benefits are. As I said before, there is an elimination period that is normally filled in by your sick leave bank or your sick leave that you've accumulated over time. However, the elimination period is 180 calendar days. So it's not a school year, but actually 180 calendar days, which includes weekdays and weekends. The maximum benefit is $5,000. So you can elect up to $5,000 in benefit. It's based upon your monthly earnings. So the coverage will automatically be 60% of your monthly earnings. So that will vary from employee to employee, depending upon their earnings, with a maximum benefit up to $5,000. Now, as I said before, all employees are eligible for this benefit. However, if you waived the initial election period when you were first hired, or due to a qualifying event, you do need to fill out a statement of health during open enrollment in order to apply for the long-term disability benefits. Okay. So the next question, and as you can guess, what percentage of Americans have in-force life insurance right now? So what do you think is the percentage of Americans who have life insurance right now? $54, $63. The answer is 54%. So only 54% of Americans are covered by life insurance. PG County Schools offers a standard life insurance policy for their employees. So when you're hired by PG County Public Schools, you are automatically enrolled in a basic life insurance, which is 2 times your salary. For some, that life insurance is not enough to cover expenses that may occur should you pass. So PG County Schools offers additional life insurance up to $1 million or a maximum of 5 times your annual earnings, whichever is less. In addition, PG County Schools also offer spousal coverage. But in order to have spousal life coverage, you must have employee life coverage in effect. Now, these benefits, just like the long-term disability benefits, were offered to you at time of employment. If you did elect it at that point in time, those benefits will roll over to the next plan year and you don't need to do anything. However, if you do feel that you need additional life insurance at this time, you would need to fill out an evidence of insurability form, which can be found on the PG Employee Self-Service website. That information is then transmitted over to MetLife Insurance Company, who is the insurer for the life insurance, and they will contact you directly for any additional information they need regarding your medical health or family health history. Now, in addition to the life and spouse coverage, there is also dependent child life coverage. That benefit does not require any type of medical underwriting. However, as I said before, in regards to the spousal coverage, you, the employee, must be enrolled under the voluntary term life insurance in order for your spouse to be eligible for benefits. Okay. All right, now on to the next. So our next question is, how far back can wills be traced? So we have 3 eras, and this is our next topic of discussion is wills. So how far back do you think wills can be traced? Any guesses? Okay. All right, so Victorian. So actually, wills can be traced back to ancient Greece and Rome. So they go back that far. And that's one of the benefits that is being offered by MetLife. So if you are currently enrolled in the voluntary term life insurance, and the reason I say term is that the life insurance does not build up any type of cash value. So you have the coverage for as long as premium is paid in. If you do leave employment with PG County Public Schools, you can take the life insurance with you. However, it will be converted over to an individual policy, and you would set that up directly with MetLife. But while you do have the term life insurance with PG County Public Schools as an active employee, you do have additional benefits available to you under that plan. So one of the first ones that a lot of employees are interested in is the will preparation. So there is free will preparation. You can do it either face-to-face with a lawyer, or you can do it online at willcenter.com. Just like there's a network of doctors, there's also a network of lawyers. So MetLife has a contract with those network of lawyers in which you would contact MetLife, give them your basic information as to your employment with PG County Public Schools, as well as your zip code, and they can provide a name of a lawyer that is close to you. Then you can go in and meet the lawyer. There's no limit as to how long that appointment takes or the number of times you will see the lawyer. However, I would recommend that if you are going in for a will preparation or power of attorney document, that you want to know ahead of time how you want to disperse your assets should something happen to you. Normally, the lawyer will provide a document for you for completion, or you can go onto the willcenter.com portal and pull up the documents that you may need when preparing that will or power of attorney. In addition to the will preparation, if you currently have a will already prepared and you need to amend that will, that is also covered under the will preparation services. In addition to the will preparation services, there are a number of other services that are offered to you, and I'll just touch on them. So we have grief counseling listed under support. You're eligible for 5 face-to-face meetings with a grief counselor. Now, when I talk about grief, it can also do with somebody who is going through a divorce or dealing with a terminal illness in the family. So it doesn't have to be the passing of someone. In addition, MetLife offers funeral planning services. That's where they work with a network of funeral parlors or funeral services, and they can assist you with helping make plans for your funeral services for yourself or for others. In addition, MetLife also offers estate resolution services, which is face-to-face legal assistance with probating an estate for either you or your partner. And last but not least, there are travel assistance services for you, the employee, if you are traveling overseas and there is some type of emergency, you can contact MetLife and they can assist you with that as well. And last but not least, under the protection column, as I said before, the life insurance is portable. So you can take the life insurance with you if you retire and convert it to an individual policy. In regards to the long-term disability, because you don't have an income coming in, there is no portability with that because that benefit is based upon your income as an employed teacher or administrator with PG County Public Schools. All right. So just a reminder, enrollment is already in full swing. It started October the 10th and will run until October the 26th. All of the information can be found as to updates on the PG County benefit webpage. If you do want to make any type of changes to your life insurance or long-term disability, both, since you didn't elect it initially, you will need to do evidence of insurability or medical underwriting, which MetLife will reach out to you if you elect it at this time. If you currently have the coverage and you want to increase it to higher amounts, you will have to go through medical underwriting as well for that. That, as I said, can be done on the PG County Employee Self-Service Portal, and then MetLife will work with you directly to make those changes. Now, last but not least, the one task we always remind our members is to update your beneficiary information. And that can also be done on that PG County Public Portal. There are instructions as to how to go about doing the enrollment on the website, really user-friendly to work with. But you always want to make sure that you do have an updated primary beneficiary. That would be the person who receives the life insurance should something happen to you. If you don't, then the state of Maryland or whatever state you reside in will determine how the life insurance is distributed based upon blood relations. As a primary, you can have your spouse, you can have your children, you can have nonprofits listed. For spousal coverage, you, the employee, will always be the beneficiary for your spouse or your dependent children when it comes to the life insurance. So we always reinforce, get that updated, make sure it's accurate. If you forget who your beneficiary is, by all means, just file a new beneficiary form. In addition, make sure you keep a copy of that beneficiary designation form with your financial documents, so you have that available. And if you don't, make sure that you also have a copy of your life insurance policy. You can contact MetLife and they can provide that to you. There should also be a reference in your employee handbook when it comes to the life insurance. But you always want to make sure that you have everything together to help the beneficiary or the power of attorney should something happen to you. So that pretty much wraps up my presentation. Are there any questions about anything that I've gone over that you want to put into the chat box that I can assist you with?
I see we have a raised hand. Yep, so you can come off mute and ask your question.
Yeah, hi. Thank you for sharing the information today. And
Yes.
the question I have related to the will assistance is, last year during the enrollment, we have created an account with MetLife Legal Plans. And ever since then, when we try to log in, it always says, please call for assistance. And when we tried to call them, they said they took all our details. They said they will reach out to the PGCPS representatives, and they never got back to me. It's been more than a year, and the page still says, please call for assistance. We are unable to verify your membership. But when I look at the login or the account settings, it clearly shows the employer or the organization as PGCPS and the employer details. Is that something
Okay.
that we have to check with MetLife again? Because every time we reach out to them, they say that they will call us back after reaching out to PGCPS.
Okay. I can actually, if you want to put in your chat, in the chat box, your email address, what I can do is I can reach out to the account administrator
Sure.
of the PG County Public School Systems benefits with MetLife. So they're the service rep that James will go to, or, if he has issues, or who I would refer to in order to get something like this resolved.
Okay.
So if
Yeah.
so I have your email address, so I will contact them to let them know specifically what's going on, and you should hear back from somebody.
Yeah, sure. That would be really helpful.
Yes, I apologize for that.
No worries. Yeah.
Yes, I have it. Yep. So I will email her and let her know that there's a problem with your personal portal on the MetLife website.
Mhm.
And you've inquired about this a number of times, and it hasn't been resolved.
Yep.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you, Maria.
No, that's why we do these things, because you forget about it, or something triggers something, or we just want to make sure that everybody has a clean slate for 2023.
I see we have another hand raised. Do you have a question?
I do. I just wanted to ask, so, I know we were on like borrowed time and things of that nature, but I do have a few other questions that I wanted to ask, and just wanted to know, like, where can I go to find the recording once we're done today?
Yep. So the recording will be on the same web page that you clicked to join this meeting, and
Okay.
we just update that link where it says, click here for the meeting. When you click on there, it'll be the recording.
Okay. And then if with having additional questions, can we just reach out to you all?
Yeah, I would, with your questions, I would initially start with the benefits services email.
Okay.
So I'll put that in the chat, and then
Okay.
you can start there. Yep. And then we have a few benefit coordinators that will, they'll filter out the question that'll be sent to one of them, and they'll respond.
Okay. Got it. All right.
Just
Thank
make
you.
sure, you're welcome. Just make sure, if you have, if you want your questions answered before open enrollment closes, make sure you email to this email address soon, so someone can
Right.
get back to you, before the 26th.
Okay. Yeah, I saw that deadline. That's why I wanted to make sure. But I wanted to just kind of, listen through again and clarify some things I may have missed. Okay.
Yep, sure. It'll be on that same webpage, and then the benefits email address I just posted at pgcps.benefits@pgcps.org.
Got it. Okay. Thank you so much.
Do
Thank
you
you
have
for the
anything
question.
regarding the MetLife that we can address now, or is this regarding other benefits?
No, it's regarding MetLife, but again, like, I was listening, but also like trying to take notes at the same time. So I think I might have, so that's why I was like, I think I might have missed some things. And like I said, just based off of, what I appreciated is just like some of the statistics and things that you all were sharing. And I think, that goes against some of the myths that we have also been, told or what have you. So I just wanted to also kind of compare to another session that I had heard as well. And that's why I said I wanted to kind of just follow up from there.
Okay. All right. No problem. Good for doing your homework.
Yeah, I like to make sure that I understand. Because there was and I mean I could just share, there was like an AFLAC session that I had the opportunity to kind of listen in on as well. And I was just like, I really want to understand to make sure that I have the coverage that I need, for me. Or what have you, just understand also, what all of this looks like. So
Yeah. And then I don't want to say it. And that's the thing with voluntary life or voluntary benefits in it of itself, is that they're designed because the group benefits, provide a basis, and,
mhm.
employers are trying to cover all of their bases with that, but they know that there's going to be holes.
Right.
And that's why the voluntary benefits are offered, to fill in the holes for individual needs. The biggest thing, is just doing the comparison between the cost, pretty much. I mean, because the MetLife benefits are only voluntary, long-term disability, and life. So those are the only two that you can compare it with. And the biggest thing would be the cost overall.
Right.
As well as, if Aflac, I don't know if they offer benefits that are 100% guaranteed, where there's no medical underwriting. That's a big issue that a lot of people need to take and be aware of as well when comparing benefits.
Right. And that's why I was like, I wanted to be able to, speak with one of you all, but, again, I'll, excuse me, email the office, and then, they can get me coordinated from there.
Okay. Yep. Just want to make sure that you spend your money wisely. That's all.
Exactly.
Yeah.
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 Exactly. I'm like, I need to make sure I'm covered, for the long haul, and then again, my money is being spent wisely.
That's right.
Make sure the benefits make sense for you,
Right.
your personal situation. Yep.
Exactly.
Yes. Yes.
Excellent. Well, thank you. Thank you for those questions. We look forward to the follow-up. Any other questions before we end the session? Was there another question?
Yes, Jane. So the thing is, I know I asked this before. Is that the same portal that we access the legal, or is it a separate portal for accessing those will information besides Will Center?
So you would go to the MetLife, and the information would be available to you through that account.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have a page listed in your presentation where that information is posted, or we'll just have to go on the MetLife website?
Trying to see.
Because I didn't see one during the
Yeah, I
presentation.
don't know. Are you asking specifically for the Will Center or some of the others?
I'm just trying to make sure if the MetLife legal plans, it says members.legalplans.com. Is that, I'm making sure if that is the right portal that I'm in.
Let me see. Now wait. I'm trying to find a phone number for you.
I will say we are working with MetLife actually as we speak to create what we call a microsite for
Oh, are you
PGCPS
doing
employees.
that?
Yes.
Okay.
We haven't gotten the link yet from MetLife. We were hoping to have it, during this, by the time this session was posted, but we don't have it yet. But what that will be then is we'll put it on the MetLife webpage, on the PGCPS benefits webpage, and that'll take you to the MetLife site where you can access those benefits. But the MetLife is still working on, I think, finalizing the site.
Oh, perfect. That would be really helpful. Okay.
Yes, it will be much more helpful and easier to access than
Right. So when we took this supplemental life insurance, besides the one that PGCPS offers, I think MetLife merged both our accounts, the regular supplemental life, as well as our we have a 527 plan, I think, or 529 plan through MetLife. So what happened was when they tried to merge both the accounts, there is an option where we can switch once we log in MetLife to see whether it's a PGCPS account or our personal account. When I click on the PGCPS county account, it doesn't show me the exact policy that we took, the additional supplemental life which we took for another 250K more. Is that something that we need to work with MetLife people, or?
So is this Pravina?
This is Praveen. I'm her husband.
Okay, and you're the one that sent me the your email address?
Yeah, that was my wife, because she's also listening to this presentation. She's with me right now.
Okay, so I'll also include that with the email to the MetLife representative.
Okay,
Yeah, to include that as well.
sure. Yeah, that would be really helpful, because there's so much confusion going on with all these accounts.
And it does happen. Sometimes when there is overlap, they should be treated separately, but I think the systems get so big that sometimes it combines it when it shouldn't have. So
Right.
I will let them know about the combined 529 with the standalone with the life insurance, and
Correct.
why it's not being reflected in your account.
Exactly. Yeah, if you could do that, that would be great. Yeah.
Yeah, and I will I'll CC you on the email.
Please do. Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Thank you.
Mhm.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Maria. If there are no other questions, just a few reminders. Open enrollment does close on October 26th. All changes can be made using Oracle Employee Self-Service until the 26th of October, and then those changes are effective on January 1, 2023. And as Maria said, you can find all the details of the plans, not just MetLife, but all the other benefits on the benefits web pages. Any other questions before we end the meeting? All right. Well, thank you everyone for attending. We will be back next Tuesday with our last session on flexible spending accounts. So feel free to log in next week for that last session, and have a great evening.
Thank you, everyone.